I would love to get it. I just don't think he'll come up. Well, I mean, I'm not even at 168 no more.
Right.
But I mean, I would love to fight Crawford or even spar. I would love to spar.
David Benavidez, the Mexican Titan, has made it clear that he wants to fight Terence Crawford at 168 pounds. At the same time, David Benavidez shockingly said that Turki Alalshikh wanted him to fight Crawford in August at 160 pounds. Someone asked Benavidez to lose weight, and he told them that if he could, he would have done it a long time ago, but it was never going to happen.
He did mention me one fighter. He wanted me to go down to 160 to fight Crawford. I'm like, bro, I cannot do that.
160?
Yeah. I mean, if I would be able to make 160, that would have been amazing. But I can't. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't remember the last time I weighed 160. So
Terence Crawford is the next fight Benavidez really wants to take on at 168 pounds to make things right with his brother Jose Benavidez Jr., who lost to Crawford in October 2018, 6 years ago. In a close fight in Omaha, Nebraska, Crawford knocked out Jose Jr. in the 12th round. It looked like Crawford was going to move up in weight to fight Canelo Alvarez for a big payday and the unified belts. Benavidez wants to get back at Crawford for beating his brother. He said that both Crawford and his brother Jose Jr. are bad guys from the streets. It's funny because they almost got into a fight before it happened because Jose Jr. wanted to go show his brother some love in Crawford's neighborhood.
so funny, bro. They hated each other.
Right.
My brother and
I
Crawford,
know.
they hated. So Crawford is a street dude. My brother's a street dude too, bro.
Yeah.
So the thing that was funny, so we had went to Omaha the last 3 weeks of the fight. So we're there training. So my brother's like, nah, I want to go show love to everybody in his hood. He goes to his barbershop.
Right.
And then the barber's like, yeah, you know, this is Crawford's barbershop. He's like, I don't give a let him come in here.
Right. Right.
Like, yeah, we like you. Yeah, you got balls.
Facts.
Even though there was a chance for trouble, everyone in the area, especially the Mexican community, had a lot of respect for Benavidez. His brother, meanwhile, trainer Jose Benavidez Sr., said that Terence Crawford is not an exciting fighter and reminds him of Shocker Stevenson with his style to fighting. He feels that Crawford just focuses on winning rounds and doesn't go out of his way to entertain the people like his son David Benavidez does. I'm not even going to compare David to Terence Crawford. David is an exciting fighter. David comes to throw punches and risk a lot. He comes to put on a performance. Terence Crawford is a really good fighter. He always plays it safe and wants to win the rounds, but I don't think he risks. He doesn't give the people excitement, and he's going to come and have a good fight. On the other hand, Terence Crawford has been looking to meet Canelo Alvarez for a long time. Terence daringly stated that Canelo's size and power are the only things that he needs to think about when they get in the ring, and there is no fear of any other challenge.
I don't know. I just think, you know, his punching power and his physical size is the only thing that I really have to worry about. But who knows? Once we get in the ring, we don't know how I'll handle his punching power, his size. I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life, so I'm pretty familiar with that.
Terence moved up to 150 pounds especially to have a piece of Canelo at 168 pounds, but it seems like Alvarez isn't showing any interest in the fight. Furthermore, one man who knows a thing or two about moving up through the divisions to win titles is Roy Jones Jr., who did so from welterweight to heavyweight. Roy Jones has given his view on how the fight would go between the 2 pound 4 pound greats, Canelo and Crawford. With Canelo I like Terence, but I'm going to lean towards Canelo with his size early. But if he lets Terence get into the fight, Terence is going to be a problem. And if Terence can deal with the size, Terence will beat him. Jones later exclaimed on how Terence will deal with Canelo's great power. That's what I'm saying. We don't know until we see Terence get hit, because we haven't seen him get hit with that power. That's the deciding factor. If you can change Bud's fight plan, you got a chance of beating him, but if you can't hurt him, you can't change his fight plan, and you got problems. On the opposite end, David Benavidez shared that he would love to fight or even spar with Crawford at 168 pounds, but voiced his concerns that he has jumped to 175 pounds.
Been wanting to get, I would love to get it. I just don't think he'll come up. Well, I mean, I'm not even at 168 no more.
Right.
But I mean, I would love to fight Crawford or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford.
Yeah.
Just like Terence Crawford wants a piece of the Mexican champion Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez has also been wanting to meet Canelo for a long time. After years of waiting around as his mandatory, Benavidez earned up to 175 pounds. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford gave his thoughts on how the fight between Benavidez and Canelo would turn out. He said that both fighters are top-notch, and he sees the fight as a 50-50 play.
No, he coming behind his jab, he throwing straight punches, he going to the body, going in up and down. He just got to tighten up a little bit on his defense, but other than that, man, he good. He ready for Canelo.
We know you want Canelo. How's that fight look, Terence? How does the Canelo fight look with Benavidez? Who do you favor?
I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. We just gotta see the fight, man. We all want to see the fight.
Do you think he gets him to the body? Because Booker was landing a lot of body shots.
I don't know. That's why I said we gotta watch the fight. You know what I mean? It's a different style, different type of fighter. You got two strong fighters going head to head.
Is Canelo the only 68 fighter? Would you consider a Benavidez?
Yeah, Canelo.
Additionally, Jose Benavidez Jr. expressed his desire to have a rematch with Terence Crawford again, this time at a higher weight. However, Jose stays proud of his performance and told reporters, "I lasted 12 rounds. Yeah, I got stopped, but I put up a hell of a fight. Terence Crawford is the best of the best." Jose Jr. claimed that he was the only fighter who lasted 12 full rounds against Crawford, with the recent exception of Israel Madrimov. Furthermore, Jose Jr. stated that Crawford can beat Canelo because if he puts his mind in training, then he will become unstoppable. "You know, I feel like anybody's beatable. Canelo, you know, Crawford is a good fighter. He's a good fighter, he's a smart fighter. He's undefeated, right? He's beaten the best of the best, so I mean, I feel like he'll beat him. I mean, if everyone puts their mind to it, they train how they're supposed to train." Jose Jr. and Terence Crawford had a really nasty face-off ahead of their fight in 2018. David Benavidez praised his brother for standing up against Terence the way he did. David added, "It was a really good fight. My brother showed that dog in him and proved why he's at that top level." In the past, David Benavidez also stated that he would love to see Gervonta Davis versus Terence Crawford or Yaron Ennis face Crawford.
But he's the best unified 147 fighter because he was definitely on a different level that night.
Who do you want to see him face next?
To be honest, bro, I thought it was crazy back then when people were talking about it, but now that I look at it, I think Crawford and Gervonta Davis would be a good fight, man. Knowing that Gervonta Davis fought at 140 already, I think if he just goes up one more weight class, I think besides me and Canelo, I think the next biggest fight in boxing is Tank and Crawford, and it'd be more likely to happen even before too. So there's some good fights right there, bro. Honestly, and then also Boots with Terence Crawford. Yeah. That would be a great fight too. So there's a lot of great fights there to make happen. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun time watching Terence Crawford fight against all those fighters.
On the other hand, Terence and Turki Alalshikh recently called out Canelo for a fight, saying that they are ready to make the bout happen.
Here at the spin, feel me? What you doing next?
We want the Nanches.
Tell him we going for Canelo next.
Yes. Let's go. Canelo, come on.
You heard it from him.
We are ready.
Yeah.
Crawford further added on the fight with him and Alvarez Canelo, "This is the biggest fight in boxing. We're standing by Canelo." Alvarez gave Terence Crawford a clear message. He said that Crawford's weight class is there for a reason, and he is a great fighter, but he adds nothing to his reputation.
Terence Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Yeah.
Alvarez recently shunned Crawford and Turki Alalshikh for openly calling him out. He refused to make any comment regarding the Crawford-Canelo fight.
Tonight, Terence Crawford was with Turki Alalshikh at the other event across town. put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turki Alalshikh calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
No comment.
On the other hand, David Benavidez said that he's earned the shot at Canelo with his solid results. He also pointed out that everyone's gunning for Canelo. Even Crawford and Naoya Inoue are itching for a fight with him.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo if Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity.
Roy Jones Jr. thinks that Canelo has been merely waiting for the right time to maximize a fight with Benavidez so that many people would tune in. Roy stated there's a real risk there for him in taking the fight. I mean, of course he's like any other winner. He wants to make you guys salivate over what y'all want to make or pay for, which is smart. I don't think he's scared of Benavidez, but Benavidez is a tough order for anybody right now, especially if you're at the top of your game because he's very busy. Roy Jones explained the place Benavidez is in because Canelo was in the same spot as he was years ago. Now he isn't going to say what the heck he is, but he should be a tad bit hungrier than Canelo for that spot. You know what I'm saying? Canelo was in that spot, and David wants that spot, so it should be the hungry guy who has to be careful because Canelo can punch. Canelo Alvarez, on the other hand, has already made it clear that the fight with David would require a massive payday because he thinks the 27-year-old would have a size advantage if they face each other. All I see is that Benavidez weighs 25 or 30 pounds more than I do on the day of the fight. I have no problem with that, but if you want me to fight with him, it's $200 million. Meanwhile, David Benavidez discussed his potential opponents, noting that while both Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev are excellent fighters, he thinks Bivol would win if they fought.
I think it's going to be a great fight for both men. They both have to be extremely ready. This is a hard fight for both of them. I'm kind of leaning again with Bivol. Bivol is a great boxer and he has punching power. And then Beterbiev, I think he's a little bit older. You know, I think his body's breaking down a little bit. He works really hard. I don't take nothing away from him, but he does a lot of weights.
Benavidez further added that Beterbiev is really aging, so Bivol may have the edge in the fight. He also stated that he will be fighting the winner of the Bivol vs. Beterbiev about David's win against his last opponent, Alexander Gvozdyk. Strengthens chatters a fight between him and undisputed super middleweight king Canelo Alvarez that fans have been waiting for in recent years. Bivol had some words of his own for David Benavidez. I respect him as a fighter. He's a really great fighter. What he's saying that he wants to fight me and Beterbiev, it means he's a great fighter. He's confident and he wants to achieve more. I remember we had a couple of good practice, was good moments from my side and some good moments from his side. David Benavidez, sure that his next opponent is either going to be Bivol or Beterbiev. But Terence Crawford is still unsure who his next opponent at 154 pounds would be. The WBO officially ordered Sebastian Fundora to defend his WBC and WBO super welterweight world titles in a combination versus Terence Crawford. Next, Crawford has the WBA super welterweight world title and the WBO temporary belt. 30 days to agree to a deal, then fund bids, but it doesn't seem like Crawford is interested in fighting Sebastian Fundora, and he wants no one except Canelo Alvarez. Fundora manager Samson Lukovic said that Terence is only looking for a shot at Canelo Alvarez. Lukovic said that he is waiting for the offer to come from Crawford's side. I'd like to find out right now if Crawford's going to fight for the money or the titles. I think he wants the money and will do everything he can to fight Canelo, and his team will not call me until after the fight. Previously, Turki Alalshikh wanted Crawford to fight Virgil Ortiz, but later on, His Excellence, Turki Alalshikh, stated that Terence Crawford is only looking to fight Canelo Alvarez. Turki slammed Canelo Alvarez for ducking both Benavidez and Crawford. I'm not the one who's afraid of fighting Benavidez or Crawford. Alalshikh had suggested that he had reached out to Canelo's team with an offer to fight Crawford, so in his post he clarified that the reason he stopped pursuing the bout was that Canelo was wasting our time and making excuses with big amounts of money that can't be paid. If Crawford loses against Canelo, then he'd have the excuse of moving up to divisions, claiming he was just daring to be great. Similarly, former boxer Bernard Hopkins does not think that Canelo will ever be fighting Crawford because this matchup makes no sense at all. However, Hopkins said that Canelo fighting Benavidez makes much more sense because they are evenly matched. David Benavidez offers a very real threat to Canelo because their styles are very similar, and they are in matching weight classes. If someone were to hold a large-scale poll and let the fans decide who they would rather see Canelo fight among Benavidez or Crawford, then the answer would be David Benavidez, said Bernard, because that is a fight that is in the same weight class, and Benavidez was in the queue way before Crawford was ever mentioned. So do you think Crawford will fight Benavidez? Will Canelo ever fight David or Terence? We would love to hear your ideas. Let us know in the comments section below and subscribe for more content like this.